Forgive Mr. Dog. This is a very difficult day, I think. A very strong colleagues preceded me. I will try to compete. My name is Saeed. In Arabic, Mr. Dog. In Arabic, Saeed is happy. But I think I am unhappy, unlucky. Why? I had in my life, I had two wishes. The first wish is to be very rich. I became very rich. I gained a lot of money. But unfortunately, unluckily, I lost all my money before coming to Leicester. The second wish is to come to a foreign country like UK. But also, unluckily, I had an accident here. It spoiled my visit. It can be a story. The both wishes can be different and two stories. My presentation is about this subject. It's about stories. Let's have a look. For me, as I said, it was a wish. It was a dream coming here in UK, in Leicester. We are a group of 25 teachers. I think when you go back to Egypt, I think it is an idea of a story. I think you can create a story and tell this story to your sons or your friends. So we can have different ideas of stories. Sorry. So as I said, we have different. We can have different ideas of stories. So can you write a story? I wrote the word "write" in red because in my lesson plan, Mr. Dog, in my digital lesson plan, Mr. Dog commented, "Why did you use the word "write"? Because it's incorrect. We should have say, can you type a story?" In my lesson plan, in the assessment, I wrote, I will ask my students to write a story. And Mr. Dog commented, you should have written, type a story, because we are using technology. We are using iPads. So I'm going to ask first Mr. Khalil, if you are going to write, to type, to tell a story about our mission, about being here in Leicester, what would your idea be? Mr. Khalil.
I write adventure story.
Because Mr. Khalil had traveled to many different towns and cities here using his bike, cycling, he can tell an adventure story. I'm going to ask another one. I'm going to ask Mr. Khalid, what will your idea be?
Wonderful.
So it can be a different type of stories. It can be a romantic story, I think. What about you, gentleman, the kind person, Mr. Isa?
A learning journey.
A learning
journey.
A story of a learning journey. Thank you. Okay, now you got my idea. My presentation is about storytelling, about creating and storytelling and the benefit of storytelling and creating a story in our classrooms. What do you think? Is storytelling, first, storytelling is a creative method that makes the children interested in learning English. What do you think the benefits of storytelling?
Innovation, creation, creativity.
When the teacher tells a story to the students, what do you think the students, the overcome of the students, what do you think?
Engagement. Experience.
They will be involved. Morals, very good.
Experience.
Experience of some events, for example. Huh? What else? Mr. Mustafa, I remember Mr. Mustafa's presentation using puppet pals. He had a story of the princess and the knight. You remember? Mr. Mustafa, can you tell us what the children will learn from your story?
To be brave.
So, brave is a value.
Yeah.
So we can teach our students values, morals, as my sister said, values, as Mr. Mustafa said. What else?
Soft skills.
From stories, from telling a story?
Yeah.
Soft skills.
Okay. What about tradition? What about culture? Can we teach our students culture, different culture, our culture root or different culture root? Can we?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can show in the story, or they can imagine the setting, they can imagine clothes, they can imagine places of all the ages, for example, if it is a story related to the past. Let's have a look of the importance and how is storytelling is important in classrooms. Number one, as we said, we can teach our students more about cultural roots. Number two, values and traditions and values, as we said, and the next is morals, as my sister said. What about the teacher? The teacher can use storytelling in listening to enhance the listening of the students. And the listening is a very important skill we should enhance in our schools. The next is another benefit, it is imagination. When I tell my students a story, when I tell them a story, they will imagine what is happening. They will imagine, and they also will predict what is happening, what is going to happen. They will use their imagination, and it's very important to build the character of our students. Relaxation, very important. When you have a very noisy classroom, when you say to them, I'm going to tell you a story, you will find a very quiet atmosphere. Good morals, as we explained, very important. Next point, I'm going to show you some important apps for creating stories. The first app is Story Creator, and it's a very interesting app. The next is Storytime, and it is provided by BBC. The next is story body 2. And we have also fairy tales, a very important application for creating a story. The last is a website you have dealt with, dear Trisha, and Mr. Muhammad covered this part. It's a very important website, StoryPerl. I'm going to show you how to use story